Hi guys. I have been looking at a few documentaries. I just got done watching a documentary by Cleopatra and its founder, who was name is Kathleen, and it was on National Geographic. This is so crazy because I'm looking at just all of the things that they talk about in history, and what I really think is and what I really think is really interesting is that people get to read this now on the internet. She found all types of artifacts. You hear me? She found types of artifacts that dealt with that time of Cleopatra. And I've been wondering, how are they going to do things? I've been watching movies and everything and documentaries for a while. But, it's just amazing. You get to a project that you want to finish and you finish it until it's done. That's how I felt about cleaning trash. I thought I could clean trash for days, just walking by the freeways and byways. I did that. I was picking up trash a lot on Hartford Road and Slinger, in the main road in James Street, all the way down to passing Kettle Moraine and all behind those areas near the freeway where we go to where we pass the gas station and the library and all those church buildings and whatnot. And it's if you keep to a project, you will see the benefit, and it helps a lot of people too. And it helps not just you, but yourself. I had to work on a time schedule. I used to go to the walk to the library a lot. I can't anymore because of the climate change, and I felt it. I couldn't breathe, and it stopped me from walking when I was looking forward to it. I think I felt it back early, around the time when winter had just stopped being winter. It was like maybe February or March or April. And it's just weird because they're talking about oceans and climate change. They're talking about Arctic and ocean and the way it looked in that time. And so I'm looking at what they think of climate change. This video, mind you, it's not what I'm just saying on a regular. It's what I'm saying is people don't care about what they do. But when years later, if it affects them in the future, they're going to care because you're buried in that dust that you change into, the impactment, your life and how you got sick and died. It's going to affect you. If you're not working to live your work, you're going to die. That's just it. But these people are working to live because they know about irrigation. They know about agriculture. They know about the climate. They know about these things, the environment, how to adapt, and how we communicate and relate to one another. When we know our food, shelter, clothing, and water is affected by our communication, our food, shelter, clothing, water is what we use to get communication, education, transportation. Okay, to get those things, we use communication, education, transportation to get food, shelter, clothing, and water, which affect our music, time, and relationships, our identity, and our animals. So we have to work. You get what I'm saying? If people don't work up to that, you won't get anywhere. So yes, I like the documentary on that, on what she was talking about Cleopatra, and just getting out there and just looking at history, and just the fact that people can learn these things over time, and it's just something that you would never ever think about, but you want this to be something to think about. It's how to go about it. It's more than just picking up trash. This is a history of why things failed in the past, or anything current, or anything that can be led to. You watch the news report. I was so upset, furious about what's going on with activists and people who have no justice and no peace when it comes down to their livelihoods and how they just want to live. Yeah, you want to live, but you're not willing to work to the point where you can get people's attention. Say, oh, she sees that her life is affected. You're talking about many people who've done this before. People who've done this before have lived long years. So you can't just talk about one person. It's many people that are affected about the things that in life. There's a time for everything. You have wars, you have commitment issues, you're struggling to make ends meet, and you're tired, you want things to go on a schedule. You have to look at your schedule. People like people who know how to take care of themselves, right? It's how to understand that when it comes down to your way of living, not just your politics or or how you see your environment or how you see your family, but just your alone history of war and battles because of relationship problems and issues. Not because you're by yourself all the time, but because people care so much and they want to see you thrive to what they can try to make it look like. But you have to be like, you see it works. There are people who just will never see it work, or else they wouldn't have anything. Obviously. I mean, but the problem is people have to talk about it because they're hitting a nail. They want to know if something more is there. Do you want to know if something more is there than just having things lying around and not doing anything about it, or not making sense of the things in your life, in your relationships, because you're not sure. You're not sure of yourself. So yes, it takes a lot to deal with, and I'm grateful, that people hear me. I'm grateful that people know this already, but we still have to work towards we still have to work towards an agreement, because not everybody is willing to go through the thick and thin with you. Sometimes it's rejection, and they flat out say that it's not true, or they say that's a lie, or they say it is true, or and it's not a lie, and it's just they have this view where it seems wishy-washy because they're basing themselves off of experience. We base ourselves off of experience. How do you know unless you were there? So you have to listen to the point of view. You have to have faith in God, others, and yourself. You have to believe when people show themselves for who they really are. Believe them the first time. They're telling you, look, don't tick me off. I'm already tired and pissed off about what happened to me in the past. You might as well leave them alone. You have your rights, but when it comes down to certain issues, after certain things are done, and it threatens their life, you have no say, no right. Because they went through something. They learned where they learned. However it was, you were not born with the things you have. You have what you have because people have worked hard to earn that. Yeah, that's a big sacrifice, a big deal. They had to sacrifice. Whatever it was, they had to leave it. Their country, their way of living, just to get that prized possession. My dad, my mom, even me, a little bit. Because I had to learn. But until you amount to what you want, you might want to join the Peace Corps, or you might want to have some career commitment, or you might have some goal you want to reach, or you might want to be a prince or princess, or king or queen, or you might want to be a president, or you might want to be some kind of UN leader, or I don't know, preacher, pastor, whatever, any kind of teacher, business plan, CEO, like Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, whatever those people are. You have to want to put yourself out there and try to it is what it is. People have what they have there for you. So you have to work with it. You're just picking up the pace of things. You have to learn to follow before you can lead. Because people younger than you are watching to see if you are going to fall out on your ass. Because those are the evil ones. Especially the ones who raised them. Those people have commitment issues, okay? That's all I have to say. It doesn't matter what it is. Racism, plagiarism, commitment issues within your relationships. People who want to get along will get along, and people who don't want to get along with you won't get along with you. It is what it is. I had to learn that because the people that I want in my life, I was fighting for. I thought they were trying to stay in my life, and they would not give a darn or go the way with the in direction that I want. I'm trying to be patient on my people, how God is patient on us to get it right, so we can pick up the pace. And I need to pick up the pace. I need my brothers and sisters. What I'm saying in this video is to pick up the pace, because if you're not picking up the pace, you're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna go anywhere. You have to make the decision today that I'm going to go through this, whatever it is. Because when it comes down to a time, is money. That's what I need you to get on your grind, bust your tail out there. Time is money. It's more than just that. Because your time I run with somebody else's time. And then that's where you two have to make an agreement. That I'm going to deal with this even if you are doing what you're doing. And I'm not going to quit. Because I know that I have my plans. That's what I need my people to do. People who work it out will get it done. And I'm not going to go looking for things that I don't have to look for. What I can't control is just what it is. I have to take meds. My brother has to take his situation seriously. He had his health problems. My mom, my dad, my cousin with his addictions, and my uncle, anybody. We don't know where we are going in the future, but we sure have an idea of who we're living to be like. We're trying to be like. We're trying to strive on the account of others on what it may cost. If you choose to do that, you're free. You'll be grand and happy because you know what it is. It don't matter where you are in the world, my brother and sister. I need you to be on your best behavior. I need you to get your butt up right now and shine the facts. Shine the light on the facts. You have your own. You're not a fact checker. You state the problem, which is a fact. You're not a fact checker. I'm not a fact checker. Even if I deny it, I know what I am. And I know what anybody is. We have a dire situation right now. We have got to make sense of this, whether we like it or not. Because the truth, I'm not going to take somebody else's line from Forerunner Chronicles. Yeah, what he says, the truth is the truth, but I'm going to say this. Shine the light on the facts. Shine the light on the facts, because we are not fact checkers. We are shining light on the facts, whatever they may be. And when you do that, then you can get where you need to be. It don't matter what it looks like, okay? You have your life, because it's all gonna come down to what you want this to be. You have to choose. Let me think. You have to choose the people who are going to help you in your life, who are striving to help you. You got to wake up, my brother and sister. You got to bust your tail out there. You need to get on your grind. You need to hustle. You see me? I'm getting rid of stuff because I'm not stupid. People need to worry about that. You might want the people, but the people might not want you. You need to do anyhow. The right people will come along. Then you just need to work on yourself. People come and go. You got to be on your situation. You need to boss up and be on your tail. You need to see what it is that you need to do, because you have a responsibility. It's normal to get older, yeah. But you, my brother, you need to stop looking at the wrong stuff, whatever it may be, pornography, homosexuality, anything with drugs, anything with sexual innuendos, anything with profanity, yeah, anything that costs your relationship with God. You need to know what it's gonna do in the future to your life, your health. Yeah, even your diet. All right? You need to be on your best behavior. You can't be worrying about what other people got going on. You need to look at yourself. Starting with when you get up and go brush your teeth and wake up and look at yourself in the mirror, you need to snap out of it. I'll be praying for you. But you're going to have to reconcile yourself to one another and to God. Cause this ain't no joke. You need to do better. If you don't think about that like how I think about that, something wrong, my brother. That's why I'm trying to get you to snap out of it, my sister. You both have got a lot to tell God right now. Cause ain't nobody going nowhere else with this but me. I know what I'm doing. Do you know what you doing? Make sure you do, because I'm going to be checking up on you. Whether you young or old, I'm going to be checking up on you. That goes for anybody. It don't matter if Charlie Kirk passed away. You could pass away. I could pass away. We all could pass away. What's it going to come down to when all this is over? I need you to do me a favor. I need you to write what I said down, make a report, and comment on my video. Comment on my video. I'll be waiting. Because everybody think this is with a joke when I'm saying I'm not playing. We have got no times to be playing games. Let the children play. You put your childish things away and you do what you're supposed to do. You need to snap out of it, my brother, my sister. we not gonna even go there. Those people who think they know anything about your life and what you voted for, we're not gonna even go there. Don't get me started. We have got to get you straight. Cause I'm looking at you square on like that. Women saying help, looking at you square on. You might be pregnant. Snap out of it, my brother, sister. Yo, it took 2 to make that baby. It took 2. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all young folk who want to have kids. You want to talk about grown folks who already had their kids or who still trying to work up to that ability making money. You better bust your tail out there like your parents bust their tail out for you when they was pregnant with you. Yeah, I'm talking about, because you going to learn. You going to learn. You going to learn the hard way. Some of y'all think y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't know nothing. You don't know. I'm about to say it. Lord help me. Look. It's that simple. I just need you to get your act right. Because ain't nobody going to mess up. You think you got it all put together. Not everybody has it all put together. Now, yes, we could be fair with one another. We could help one another. But that's if it looks like you trying to put in the effort and you look like you don't know what else to do with the next step. Somebody will remind you, but they're not going to always be there to help you. I'm talking about the ones who think they know it all. Look, it is what it is. I'm not through. I'm not done with you yet. God ain't done with you yet. We gonna make sure y'all get yourself corrected and get yourself fixed, because not everybody got it right in the head. You think you know what you doing, but you don't. You might be over there working your tail off, but you not done nothing since the beginning of the day. It's Monday. We still got yet a week to go through. Now, what you gonna do? Because not everybody is looking at just one thing on the TV or looking at one thing in the public. They looking everywhere. They might not say it, but they is. I need you to be on your grind, my brother and sister. I need you to be on your hustle. I need you to bust your tail out there and work. I don't care what Chris Brown or Beyonce doing. I don't care what Trump and Kamala Harris doing. I don't care. You need to get your behind up and you need to straighten yourself out. You need to get off that road looking homeless and bummish, not brushing your teeth. You look crazy. You need to. I took my bath. Look, I got fresh clothes on. See? And I'm sitting here watching a documentary. That's just what I'm doing. But I paused it to say this note for y'all, because y'all need to know what's going on. It ain't just me. I take my own advice sometimes, but I'm going to do it more so now because it feels like I'm spoiling y'all now. that's all I got to say about that, because you guys want entertainment. This is going to be my last video for a long time until I get more subscribers. Like, subscribe. All right, y'all. Bye, y'all.